Hello, I am Mantastic and Fantastic, and today I'm going to be playing through Mythic Plus Linthia Descended with an Awoken DQXQ team. Now, the key to farming Linthia is you have to have a reliable way to deal with her final form when she locks your awakenings for 5 turns. Now, the easiest way to do that is simply bring a delay sub. So I have Fantastic bring Orochi. This allows me to have 4 additional turns. However, I usually don't use Orochi right away, and instead I use my shielding sub of Wedding Izanami, who has Awoken Susanoo Inherited, to upgrade her skill as well as protect against skill delays, which is not a thing in this dungeon, but it is in others. My other inheritance I have are Awoken DQXQ on Awoken DQXQ, for the same reason of protecting myself against skill delays. Again, not important in this dungeon, but it applies in many others. Furthermore, I have Awoken Venus, who has Light Kali Inherited. That way I have Venus's body with the nice awakenings and Kali's active, which is helpful in situations. I usually like to have 1 board refresh when I co-op with myself. And finally, I bring Blue Odin, who has Awoken Ra Inherited, to deal with the pre-draws. And after having a delay, a pre-draw killer, your team is relatively set to take on Linthia, Mythical Plus. So I'm just going to hop right into it. And the strategy with DQXQ is you need to match 4 different elements, but if you connect multiple light or water orbs, you go up from 16 to 36 to 64 to 100 times damage. So you have great damage control, and it scales based on how much you match. So you don't always have to go for the 100 times, but you could, only if it's an option. So on smaller floors like this, I don't have to match as spectacularly. I can just match what's needed. So, matching 4 different elements. And a 2-prong light is enough to kill it because all my sub attributes are still hitting 16 times. The light 2 prongs on Venus and Apollo and Sequoia will pick off multiple targets. Now, my board doesn't matter too much going into this floor because he can make jammers. However, I got lucky with my Sequoia's 20%, so I have possibly the option of sweeping him, but I only have 5 light orbs, and 36 times is a little dodgy, so I'm not going to try and go for it, and instead I'm going to set up my board by bringing my light orbs to the bottom. So when I bring my light orbs to the bottom, I like to make them in the corners like that, but I didn't actually match much, so it wasn't very good at setting up. And light did get taken away there. So again, light orbs are still at the bottom, just moving other orbs away. Hopefully light falls down, which they have. And now I'm able to actually try and go for a row to kill her. So the nice thing about having Blue Odin on the team is the dark subtype allows me to trigger off any 4 elements instead of red, blue, green, yellow, hearts. So I just need to figure out how I'm going to get these all nicely down together. Okay. It's alright. I don't worry about the poison orbs too much because I'm probably going to be using DQXQ. I'm going to be using DQXQ on the next floor because this floor is dangerous. You can't let them hit you. If they hit you, you usually die. So that's bad for your health. So I look at my board. I have enough orbs for DQ's active to work. And I'm just going to match. So as you notice, like I made a row of either water or light. It doesn't matter which one you make, which is easier to match for me, but it produces 64 times damage. But it doesn't have to be in a row. You could actually make it in a clump of any shape, but rows trigger the row enhanced damage bonus, so that's obviously favorable. So now on this floor here, I do have enough orbs for another row, which is nice. And I'm going to just figure out how I can go about doing it. Didn't move the red around. That was unfortunate. My phone that I was playing on just had to pop up multiple times and it startled me a little. So I need to just keep setting up my board for light orbs. Those green are going to fall down there. It's going to get rid of more things. I have enough light. I'm going to make this match properly. I lied. I'm not going to make this match. Unless water with Orochi and Blue Odin is sufficient to deal damage. And it might actually be. So let's find out. Wonder if water 100 times with Orochi and Blue Odin with multiple row enhances can work. That's pretty awesome. So I guess that's kind of a collateral benefit of bringing water subs, is that I have the potential to kill things when I shouldn't. So that was an interesting way to use DQXQ. And I actually used a water-based DQXQ team for the previous ranking tournament against Satan because of the water Skyfall buff. So on this floor here, I actually like to have Mantastic kill the floor because Fantastic has the true damage, and I don't want to use my past turns if possible, so I just need to kind of set up the board for Mantastic. So I'm going to be using Fantastic right now. I am going to be moving the light orbs to the bottom and then having Mantastic sweep the floor. So I have enough health, I'm okay. And now that my light orbs are nicely at the bottom, that's the pattern I like to make. I make diagonals, so it works for me. If you can't make diagonals as reliably, you may have to modify it slightly, but this is the way I like to set up my board. So 64 times with the light row, it's going to sweep the floor. I got a heal Skyfall, which is nice, and kills it, and now it's Fantastic's turn, who will true damage nuke the pre-draws. And one nice thing about farming Linthia, and the main reason why I farmed Linthia for the longest time, is to get those dub Mythlets, because you need them in every single dungeon out there, for every single evolution. Like, it's just ridiculous how many you need. So I get them from here. I actually have a max skilled Linthia because of it. On Mantastic. Fantastic for some reason doesn't like to get skills, so he's lacking behind. So in an ideal world, I like to have Mantastic kill this floor. However, my board is looking pretty, so I'm going to just use Fantastic to kill it with Pollux. Now, I like to save Apollo for the next floor because of the fact that there's a Wood Skyfall debuff and Apollo overrides it. It's okay, I can match purple and that's enough. 64 times light will kill this floor, and looking at my board, I do not have an Apollo-able board, which sounds weird. An Apollo-able board. So that makes me a little sad, because I'll have to deal with these Wood Skyfalls for quite some time. Now, it's better if Fantastic kills this floor, I just realized again. Mainly because I can have the shield up for the final form Linthia. If I don't kill her this turn, her damage shield or damage absorption, so I can't kill her feasibly. So I am going to be using DQXQ just to ensure I kill it so I don't have to stall. Because stalling is challenging for a DQXQ team because of the fact that you have no recovery multiplier. And without a recovery multiplier, it makes it very challenging sometimes, especially when things hit very hard. So, killed this floor, good job me. And on Linthia's final form, I don't like to delay her right away, so I have a bit more leeway for the number of turns I have to kill her. Because I want to ensure I do kill her, but sometimes I may not one-shot her, and if I delayed her now, I would die because she'd kill me right after. You don't do damage if you don't have Awakenings as a general rule, so you have to wait it out. So what I'm going to do is put all my hard orbs outside of the 2 columns. And that allows me to prevent them being taken away when she makes the 2 columns of red and green. And by doing that, you actually keep your heart orbs, which is important. So now Awoken Susanna's active comes out, gives me a 50% shield, and I can tank this a lot longer now. So nice red cascade. That's a really dangerous poison match. But I'm going to survive mainly because I have a 50% damage reduction shield, and I'm okay. Whew. So, little scary. It's a little scary playing this floor sometimes, but just stay calm, and it'll be okay. One sec, there's someone outside my door, and I need to quickly come back. One sec. Or not. So I live in a condo, and this probably ruined this recording, which is unfortunate. But I live in a condo. Someone is out. My parents came to visit me today. They were outside. They wanted the keys. I went to go drop them out, but I think someone let them in. Yay for parents. So I need to survive this somehow. And I'm going to use DQXQ, which will make me lots of hearts. Hearts are good for my health. Literally. And I'm going to use Fantastic to delay, and then we're safe, because the Awakenings go away this turn. So now that she's delayed, I'm very safe. Like, things really can't go wrong at this point, thankfully. Alright, so I'm going to be using Apollo now to flood the board of light orbs, and then Sakuya first to do damage Apollo. And go from here. I'm going to finish this. So 100 times damage with a bunch of light orbs. I don't like matching the poison just in case multiple poison skyfalls occur, but in this case I have enough health. So that's Mythic Plus Linthia Descended with some interruptions. I hope this was informative. There's going to be an associated post of this, but check out my website, check out my other social media platforms to get notifications of when something is posted. Hope this is informative, and happy puzzling!